Hello, both sides of the conversation family. We welcome you to this virtual space crafted especially for you. My name is Jada Curry, and I'm both sides of the conversation's marketing director and graphics design specialist. I want to take some time to ground us all as a community into this space we are about to open up in, so let's go through our community standards. Both sides of the conversation is providing a safe and honest space for open conversation, so we ask that you all be respectful of that. We also ask that you be respectful of each panelist, host, and participant. We do encourage healthy debates and conversations. Don't personalize anything with anyone. This includes name-calling, bullying, trolling, or shaming. This will not be allowed or tolerated. Your perspective is yours. It is not a prescription. You do not have to agree, but show respect. These community standards apply to all of our live shows and any virtual spaces that we hold on social media, including YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. We want to make sure that we are caring for each other as a community. This is our priority in all of our endeavors as both sides of the conversation. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's show and continue to stay in touch with us via YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or all of them. All right, thank you for listening and see you soon.
Welcome, everybody, to both sides of the conversation. I'm John Henry, Executive Director. Today is Tuesday, so you all know what that means. It's another segment of our Hidden Gems where we will continue to highlight our Black and Brown businesses, as well as community leaders who are doing positive things to impact our community. Tonight, we have some phenomenal Hidden Gems tonight. Can't wait to get them introduced. But before we start tonight, I want to go ahead and go through our community announcements before we start tonight's programming. One, for all the people out there that haven't went and took their vaccination yet. There was an FDA warning that came out about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine for possible rare neurology disorder. So people, please be careful when you go to take your vaccination. Make sure you ask which one they're going to give you. I know it was optional. I don't know where it's at, but just be mindful that they have found some issues with the Johnson & Johnson. So community that haven't went out and had their vaccination yet, be mindful of that. Also, with that being said, today it was announced that the mayor announced a free Muni program for all of our young people, 19 and older, younger. That is a phenomenal job, providing free rides throughout the city for our young people this summer. And when school starts back, didn't know if it was going to happen, but it happened. So starting on August 5th, all free rides will be extended on Muni so that our young people could get around in the community. So that is a great accomplishment for our young people. Also today, the mayor and the board of supervisors passed that they would continue to let the businesses keep the added structures that they put out on the sidewalks in front of businesses to eat. That gives extra space for people to dine in. I know sometimes it gets a little frustrating when you pull up to the restaurant and the parking spots are taken, but for extra space, I know sometimes before COVID, it used to be hard to get into restaurants. The lines are long, so they're going to keep those extended seatings outside for those businesses. So that was a huge acknowledgement as well. And then also want to give a huge shout out to my brother, Uncle Damien, Us for Us. Today, he was nominated to be one of the commissioners in San Francisco. This brother's been doing a lot of work in our community, impacting the young people, violence prevention, working with us up at Juvenile Hall, and just doing a lot of things for community. So just nice to see him continue to do the work and be honored for the work that he is doing. Sometimes the smaller organizations don't get noticed, and it seems that our city is doing a phenomenal job to recognize all of the boots on the ground and making sure that everybody is acknowledged and have an opportunity to participate in the change and have the decisions that are taking place in our community. So just proud of him, Uncle Damien. Now we could call you Commissioner Damien. Thank you, brother. Continue to do the work. because it's a lot of work that we got to continue to do out here. And again, from Sunday, congratulations to all of the grantees who received the Dreamkeeper grants. There's a lot of resources coming to the community, and it's time to do the work now. The information is coming out, who's going to be doing what. So community, stand by. A lot of the information is going to be coming out from here at both sides of the conversation. We'll be letting community know who is who and what is what, where the programming happened, where's the resources going to be at. We'll be able to help navigate community, where to go for those services. So we're just looking forward for that as well. Also, just wanted to say, we had a massive heat wave over the weekend. The temperatures are still increasing in the East Bay. Please look out for the elders of our community and make sure that they're staying hydrated and they are doing the things that they need. Check on our loved ones and make sure that they have the things that they need. This Thursday, we will have another one of our educational presentations. We're going to have Jonathan Davis come on. This brother is going to educate the top things about incorrect handling of food practices for all our entrepreneurs out there that's going into these vendor businesses, restaurant business. He's going to come on and educate and give you all of the information that you need to know when you're trying to start up your food business or working in a restaurant, making sure that our communities get certified. He has a certificate program. So I hope everybody's watching. If you're thinking about, if you're an entrepreneur, you're a chef, or you thinking about doing a mobile business, a mobile food business, or you want to open up a restaurant, definitely you want to check out this Thursday's educational presentation, because he's going to give you all the information, all the regulations, all the things you need to know when it comes to handling food and preparing food for community. Powerful presentation. Looking forward to that this Thursday. And then this Sunday, we're going to have a powerful conversation community. This Sunday conversation, we are talking about human trafficking. We have Vanessa Russell from Love Never Fails. She's going to come on and educate our community, give awareness to the families of our communities, and let our families know what to watch out for when we're dealing with this human trafficking. Very important conversation. I hope you all don't miss it. Hope you'll be able to join this Sunday at 2 p.m. It should be a great conversation. Talk to some of the people who survived this, some of the people who have lived through it, and give that information, education to the community, as well as our nonprofit organizations and some of our school leaders. Definitely this is information that you want to be a part of, so you can be aware of what's going on and how to identify human trafficking and be able to save a young person in our community. So phenomenal information. With that being said, I'm going to close my mouth. I've said enough for today. We're going to go ahead and introduce our first hidden gem. We have a 2-minute video we're going to play. Miss Susan Murphy from Faces SF. She's going to come on and talk about her organizations, the things that they're doing to impact our community, and the things that they're doing to make impact. So we'll be bringing her up shortly. Lastly, want to give a huge shout out to the young lady in our district, D10 in San Francisco, who is going to the Olympics. Don't want to forget about her. Want to give a huge shout out to our Tongan and Samoan community. She's going to be weightlifting, deadlifting at the Olympics. She made the cut. So just want to give her a huge shout out as well. There are some positive things coming out of D10. Glad to see the young people doing what they're supposed to be doing in the community. We need to get behind her and support her. If you get a chance to watch the Olympics, please be looking out for the sister in our community. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pull up tonight's presentation, and then we're going to bring up Miss Susan Murphy.
Families to be healthy, independent, and financially stable. We provide critical assistance to low-income families citywide. The VVNAP is a component of our workforce department. Our programs include COVID-19, performing coordinated testing for our underserved and disenfranchised community. Loctite was a call to action during the pandemic because of a surge of violence. The Youth Center, bullets from a drive-by shooting. The Violence Prevention JRT program had 25 young adults who became community ambassadors. The first cohort coordinated, assembled, and distributed PPE and food to address the food insecurity. 30,000 meals in 3 months. City Drive was created in response to 300 shuttle drivers being laid off. Training for Class B permit, all expenses paid including a stipend, to be eligible to be a commercial driver funded by SFMTA. Paraphrasing. The layoff from Chariot was emotionally devastating to me. My husband and I lost our jobs. We received help to apply for MUNI, the classes, paid for the physical DMV exam fees and birth certificates. As an immigrant, it is difficult to navigate through the systems. The technical support made it seamless. I currently drive the trolley in people in San Francisco, and I'm loving it. MUNI accepted us from one loving family to another. With City Drive coming to an end, funding is needed to establish Bay Area Driving Academy, which will prepare unemployed, underemployed workers, transitional age youth, and adults with barriers to employment. Year to date, City Drive has trained over 500 individuals and placed approximately 360 men and women in sustainable careers. Bay Area Drive will be a one-year program. Participants receiving classroom instruction, professional skills development, case management, job placement, and retention support. The initial 6 weeks will be stipend, 160 hours of curriculum, 40 hours of professional skills development. Some clients will receive behind-the-wheel training to obtain a Class B license, and the Academy will be guided by an advisor and alumni board to provide mentorship throughout the program.
All right, phenomenal program. With that being said, we're going to bring up the Executive Workforce Director, Susan Murphy, to further introduce herself to community.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Susan Murphy. I have over 30 years of activism and advocacy in San Francisco. I have always focused within the southeast neighborhoods of Baby Hunters Point and Sunnydale, and I have an understanding of the community dynamics and have built a strong, long-standing relationship with the fabric of each individual neighborhood that makes up District 10. I have a passion for the community that I serve. The positions that I currently hold are Executive Workforce Director for FACES SF, Commissioner for the Southeast Facility Commission, Advisory Member for Sister Web Advisory Committee, member of the Sunnydale Collective Impact, and I'm also the owner for Murphy's Management. For over 30 years, I've been in the entertainment industry, artist management, and event coordination. So just to also update you guys, that video was in the beginning of the pandemic. Since then, the community ambassadors from the Loctite program, who is in partnership with J&J, they have delivered 100,000 meals and PPE to the Sunnydale community specifically. So this is something that we've done specifically during the pandemic. I'm also in charge of 3 different sites in Sunnydale for vaccination and testing. My partnership is with J&J as well as the Simone Community Development Center. So that's currently what we are doing in Visitation Valley, Sunnydale. Questions?
All right. Yeah, we have a question. Bring up my guy, Nate Ford, who's here tonight. SF Rebels, they getting back into town. He usually co-hosts with us on Tuesday, so he's back. But definitely I want to open up with the first questions. One phenomenal job that you all was able to pull through during the pandemic to make those efforts to impact the community. But now that we're coming out of the pandemic with the workforce, do you see more opportunities or less opportunities? I know the budget was rolled out. How has any of that changed, or will it be able to increase? I know you said you need support. How can community get behind to support you?
Because of COVID, across the board, the mayor's budget has decreased. Everyone across the board, obviously, because of COVID. My team has not stopped working. Just for example, because of workforce, the airport, we were the business service coordinator for the airport. They laid off 40,000 people. So we had to pivot, and instead of helping them find jobs at the airport, we were helping them with their unemployment. So you can see that we haven't stopped working since the pandemic occurred. However, now that we're going out of it, I have more jobs than I have people, but also because people are receiving unemployment, so they may not want to go to work right now until that runs out. Then I can see a large amount of people needing to come back to work. And in the meantime, we are there to be able to provide help with their resumes, interview, workshops, and we can do all of this virtually as well. So we're in the office, virtual and by appointment at 1099 Sunnydale.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. I'm going to get that information up on the screen where you guys are located and how to connect with you. One of the things that I always have issues with is when people talk about jobs. And, the things with jobs is those are jobs that everybody could do. How many of those are career-based, right? Because when I'm always thinking about unemployment and people getting back into the workforce, I'm always looking at how do we create careers that are sustainable? A lot of times there's a lot of jobs in the community. A lot of them are short term. How do we create that pathway to get careers?
So, for instance, what I had in my video was the Bay Area Transit Academy. So that is, and everything we do is free. And even when we put them through our program for their Class B permits, I'm trying to expand it to them to be getting behind the wheel to get their licenses. We pay them to come to the classes. We pay for all of their physicals, their DMV fees. I've even driven a bus to take them to go get tested down towards San Jose. And that is a career. If you're able to get a trucking license for a Class B and a Class A, that then becomes a career. Even for instance, with Recology, for the drivers, they want you to have a year experience. However, even Recology starts at 80, 90,000 starting pay. And then what we're trying to do with the BATA, we have an employer partner on the back end who will then take them under their wing, do the behind the wheel, but then we'll also employ them, because a year out, he wants them to become entrepreneurs and have their own truck and their own business. So we're trying to do pathways.
Very powerful stuff. Very powerful stuff. Nate, you want to jump in there and ask any questions, Nate?
No, you're doing a great job. I know a few youngsters that has gone on and got their Class B. So I just want to salute you, and hopefully you can get some more funding and resources to expand this around the city, because
Yeah,
this is very well needed. Thank you.
thank you. Most definitely.
So, Susan, what are the organizations in the city that you guys are collaborating when you're talking about the workforce development? Are you just all OWD, or are there other organizations you partner with for this job resource?
For the job center, basically there's 17 job centers throughout San Francisco, and we're all partnered together. We used to be called the Neighborhood Access Point. They changed it for this contract. Now nationwide, we're now called job centers. So all the access points are connected. So you have the comprehensive access point, which is Goodwill. Then you have the neighborhood access points. Then you have the specialized access points dealt specifically with the veterans, with the disabled. So we're all connected, and within that, we all partner with many CBOs throughout San Francisco.
All right, we got our first question from one of our guests watching tonight, Miss Sandy. She's asking, what's the commitment time frame to these programs that you offer over at Faces SF?
So, hi, Miss Sandy. So, specifically for the Class B permit, it was a 2-week program. So that specifically is a 2-week program. They have the classes occur Monday through Friday, I think between 9 and 1. And then after that, on Friday, the following second week, they go and they go to DMV to test. So that's for the Class B permit. Like I said, I'm trying to expand into the license, so that's still in the future, hopefully by August. So not that far in the future, but I'm looking at August to expand it to a 6-week program.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that'll be nice to get some Class B drivers out there. Definitely, that is a career. That is something that is very important and needed. Transportation is a big part of how we move goods and services around. And like you said, even if it's not with Muni, you could work in construction, different things of that nature to do that. So that is a very, very powerful program. So I hope we could get the support you need and get the funding, because that definitely will impact people in our community when it comes to careers and getting that opportunity to make a fair, livable wage here in San Francisco. That is a great service that you all are providing to the community. One last question. I know that you said that there were stipends that you were given to, or stipends that go to the trainees in those programs. What I wanted to ask is, is that the model? Because again, I look at the job numbers. Inflation is going up. The GDP is being impacted right now. The economics in America right now is up and down. And there's a lot of jobs when you look into unemployment and you look on different job platforms. There's a lot of opportunities. But I want to know, it's so many unfilled jobs, right? And I want to know, is it because it's unqualified people, or is the model of how we do job based training and relatively recruitment, needs to change, because I think the model that you all are doing with the stipends is kind of like an apprenticeship program. And I've been advocating this for a long time, that the states need to really change their model of how we look at jobs, because sometimes it could be the difference of having a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, but how do we incorporate those companies to have some kind of paid training or some kind of monetized incentive to allow people to make up that difference in education or that time needed, so that we can close these job, gaps. Is that a model we need to look at, the apprentice type model, where you could like get paid while you learn, or is that something that's just is uneconomical for businesses to run?
I'm not sure regarding businesses, but us specifically as a community program. I know that if you're coming to my program, you still need to possibly put gas or in your car, food on the table. So in the meantime, in between time, while you're doing that, we want to be able to help support you with that. And then I let people know, keep in mind, if you were to go on through this program on your own, out of pocket would be $5,000. And we're paying you to come to this program and covering all of your costs. So letting them know that this opportunity is out there for that, to recruit them in that way, to say, we're here to support you. Plus, we will be following them for a year to basically handhold, because that's what we need to do for my community. I know where I come from. I still live in Hunters Point. I know where I come from. I know that there are certain pockets of people that I need to hold your hand and walk you through it. However, you need to want to do it and put in the effort to make it happen and do it, because I can only carry you so far. You need to run on your own. But that's why we have that tough love going on as well. But yes, if there's a model that you want to discuss with me and let me know and brainstorm and strategize on, I am all for it. Me and my staff, we're all for what can work for specifically what works for the community that we serve.
Right. Yeah.
Not everybody.
Right. I would definitely, second that. And I think that's just something that I've been really pushing, because we have a lot of these job opportunities. I think, given the struggles in our community, since we are disproportionately affected socially, economically, how do you have a single mother or a single dad who has kids? They don't have the training or the skills, right? But they want to do it, and incentivizing it and paying is like a great way, to get that, intersection to be met. So
there's also another component, life skill training. That's what's going into the 6-week program, is the soft skill of it, like showing up on time, being there on time, having some of my people have a problem with authority, but that's your supervisor. They're not trying to tell you what to do. They're trying to help you. Not Miss Murphy, he's telling me what to do. No, that's your supervisor. So we need to have those type of open conversations as well, to be able to change mindsets.
See, now you talking my language, because that's what I always tell people. I try to help people get jobs. It's like, we could get you the job, but can you keep it, right? Yep. And we definitely need to teach people about being punctual, doing the work, not being on their cell phones at work, and different things, that professional thing that sometimes we don't get. We just, get people a job. And like you said, so that's great that you all are doing that follow-up, because that, like, sometimes in our community we need that, but we definitely need to make sure that we do give them those job skills. Like, it's easy to get them the job, but teaching them how to maintain and keep the job, and until they can move on to do other things. But I mean, we're going to continue to always promote entrepreneurship here, but in that process of making those steps, I think that's just phenomenal what you all are doing. Anything that we could do here at both sides of the conversation to support you, any digital flyers, or if you have any events or things that you want us to get out to the community, please get it out to us, and we'll make sure we share it with the community. Now, I know you said the location is in Sunnydale. Are you guys on what sites are you at? Are you at all of D10? Are you citywide? Is there any restrictions, or that's just your hub?
Specifically for 1099 Sunnydale is where we're located. We have to serve all of San Francisco, but we know that we specifically 1099 may not be neutral. So I have 3 sites that I'm working with currently with partners in Sunnydale. So that's 1099. It's the rec center with J&J, and then it's SCDC up the hill. So I have 3 different sites that I can work with. But we do all of San Francisco.
Okay. So if somebody is on the southeast side, maybe in Lord 3rd Street, they can still reach out to you, and you guys can have some service providers for them down there as well. Then,
Right. Well, we also partnered because it may not be safe for them to come to Sunnydale. So we might reach out to YCD and say, we have this person that needs your assistance. We can possibly case manager together. So, whatever we need to do to provide service.
Okay, and that's for the Fillmore, everybody. So there you go. There you go. Anyone in San Francisco, there's an opportunity. Reach out to Susan. Her information's up there on the screen. Send her an email. Reach out to them. If you're down in the D10 area, if you're down in the Visitation Valley, please go to 1099. I'll put that address up on the screen. Stop by, reach out to her team, and get in there and get connected so that we can get you into the work. And if you like driving, so many of our young people are driving around the community all day doing nothing anyway. Might as well get paid for it. Nate, anything else you want to say before we let Miss Susan go?
No, Miss Susan, I'm just sitting here soaking up all the game, writing this down. That's all I'm doing.
Oh, something else I want to say, because
there you go.
Minimum qualification, I'm expanding it to Class C. They're no longer teaching driver's ed in school, so I need to bring Class C too. So I'm doing Class C to A.
So I see some information in chat. Did you want to put in the other addresses for the other location, or is it all 1099 for Sunnydale?
For the job centers, it's 1099.
Okay. So 1099. Well, if you have any last words, Susan, anything else you want to get out to the community, we just want to thank you for coming on. You've been a hidden gem tonight. Now you're not so hidden. I know people already know about you, but now a broader group of people will now be looking out to you. People will be tuning in and replaying and watching and getting your information. And definitely, if anybody reaches out to us, we'll make sure that we connect them with you. There are a lot of opportunities out, and we want to get some of these young people off these streets into work. There are opportunities, but we have to educate them, teach them how to do it. And like you said, we might have to hold their hand, meet them where they at, drag them in there. But I'm just glad that you're doing the work you're doing, because a lot of times, especially the single dads, there are a lot of them out there that get impacted with childcare and different opportunities. So it's just great to see that you all have a follow-up procedure to make sure people are getting that support, because a lot of times, that's the difference of a person completing a program and, completing it and just making it so short. 2 weeks, I was kind of impressed. I thought you was going to say at least 4 to 6 weeks on the first round, but 2 weeks to get the permit. And to do that, I think that's a phenomenal job. And you, like you said, you could go into Muni, you could go into any one of the, cement masons and drive cement trucks, construction, passengers, vans, or whatever. That's a good opportunity, a livable wage. And again, if we have young people just driving around the city, doing their own little, street by street, we call it street by street touring anyway, might as well get paid for it. So great information. Looking forward to connecting with you. Again, any events that you have, please reach out to us. We'll connect. And you always have a place here. So if you want to come on, if you have an event that's pressing and you want community to know about it, to show up, definitely come back and we'll get you on so you can get that information out to community.
Thank you for this opportunity.
No problem. See you soon. All right, everybody. That was our first hidden gem. Now, both sides of the conversation, we are about to get taken over by a phenomenal sister that is doing some amazing things to impact the young ladies in our community. I just believe in the work that she's doing, because I know how important it is. But tonight, you all will hear. We have Coach Leela Pittman coming on. She is running some things, and she's going to come up here and tell you all about Feline Finesse Dance and what they're doing in D10 to impact community. So with that being said, I'm going to bring Coach up and let her introduce herself to everybody, and then she's going to give us information about what's going on and bring up some of our young people that are doing some amazing things, and I think it's phenomenal. How you doing tonight, Coach?
Hi. Thank you for having me on. How are you?
Doing good. Happy to have you here. You see Nate Ford up here. Nate Ford might have to get some of your dances for the raffle.
Right. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you.
Ready. Thank you.
Well, go ahead and introduce yourself to the community. Maybe some don't know you. Maybe there's some families that don't know what you do. Go ahead and give us a little background about yourself. I've been doing a little research. I didn't know you was doing this since 5 years old. I said, whoa, 5 years old. I got a granddaughter 5 years old. I said, hold it. She been seasoned, coming from Oakland to the city, impacting our city, just impacting the young people that you come in contact with, I think is very phenomenal. So yeah, go ahead and bless the community. Talk to them about why you created this and why it's so important to you, and give people that little walk down memory lane, and then we'll go ahead and bring up some of our young people.
Awesome. Thank you. I am Coach Leela Pittman, Director of Feline Finesse Dance Company. We are an all-female youth dance organization rooted in Bayview Hunters Point under the fiscal sponsorship of A. Philip Randolph Institute, San Francisco chapter. We strive to create a safe haven for all young ladies to freely, creatively, and artistically express themselves through dance while empowering them to reach their full potential goals and dreams. We definitely self-identify through genres of hip hop and West African, but most importantly, we philosophize a sisterhood of love and self-respect. We simply encourage, empower, and finesse.
Powerful stuff. I know we having these little Wi-Fi connections. I know some people is a little choppy. We've been dealing with this in D10 all year. We've had our young people from 100% college prep come on. Everybody know in D10 we are having the worst Wi-Fi fiber optic issues, and I know our president Shaman Walton and Mayor, they are doing their best to get us some support to get our Wi-Fi to our young people. But again, I want to give kudos to our young people, because even with all of the Wi-Fi issues with Zoom school, they still stepped up and did their thing and held their grades down. And we're just going to keep pushing and knocking on Shaman's door until they get us some better Wi-Fi at D10. But yeah. So before we bring up some of the young people, you talked about West African dance. Is there any other things that you do inside of that dance besides the hip hop and African dance with your healing? I know you talk about the component of the mental health spot. Do you guys do yoga? Like, what is all some of the stuff that you all do?
So we don't necessarily do yoga. For me, dance is extremely impactful. I began dancing at 5 years old. I was born and raised in West Oakland, California. So a lot of my dancing came at the infirmary, and I began dancing West African dance. It wasn't something I began dancing in my room, hip hop. It was the live drums and the way it connects actually back to our ancestralhood, where dance is a source of healing, whether it's through rites of passage, rituals, ceremonies, birth ceremonies, death rituals. Dance has always been an instrument is for those that may be crossing over, passing over, for those mourning. Just a real healing instrument. Definitely good for social, emotional, mental health, which is something that we push forth more than anything. We come together, we have our check-ins, we sit down. I used to teach classes where we would meditate at the end, but I know some parents are not, too comfortable with the whole meditation thing. But just dance in general, allowing it to allow you to feel free, be free within yourself, and then also transfer that energy within your community. So we don't just dance, we are part of community stewardship. We love the garden, we love nature. Anything that we can have a role in as far as supporting our community, we are there.
Man, definitely phenomenal stuff. But I do want to throw this in there, because I kind of talked to you earlier about it. There's a lot of taboo and stigma comments when it comes to dance. And since we have you here tonight, how do we shift our paradigm in our community when we talk about young women expressing themselves through dance? Like you said, this is a part of our culture. How do we change some of the thought process? Now, I don't think it comes from the younger parents. It's more of the elders in the community. They see the young girls dancing and popping. They got issues. But again, like you said, there is, expressions in that. And then also, are you all just doing, competitions? Are you doing sports like football and all of that? Or what's your baseline of, are you guys like in the big arenas for dance competition? Or are you guys just do kind of local events? What's your demographics when it comes to the dance?
So I'll start with when it comes to the dance first. We definitely do anything local, whether it's District 10, District 6, District 5, anything San Francisco based. We've traveled outside of San Francisco when it comes to different events that are maybe being held across the bay in Oakland. We've done events in Berkeley, Albany, competition. We do competition every year. We typically do 2 to 3 competitions per season. Our season runs for about 8 to 9 months, beginning in August. And we do a regional competition that usually happens in San Francisco, but this year they've actually changed the venue, so we will no longer be at the Cal Palace. We're actually going to go compete in San Jose, which I think is better because there is a lot better competition. That as far as dance, there's some heavy hitters that are in San Jose for sure, and I feel like in order to be the best, you want to go up against the best, and that's
We lost Coach. She got kicked off a couple of times. I apologize, you all. You know, this Wi-Fi issue. She got cut off a couple of times, but we'll bring her back up. She'll come in. Here she go. I know you. I knew we was gonna lose you. You was getting lost.
we ran a good minute before.
Wait for you tonight. This is y'all show tonight. But yeah, you were saying in San Jose, you was talking about the competition down there. That's where we last lost you at.
Yeah, so for 4 years in a row, we've been able to hold our title of first place in regional championships. We've won third place once going to nationals, which happens in Las Vegas. I continue to go every year until we can be able to sit in that big red chair that they have on stage and have those championship jackets, but more so for the experience that it brings to the young ladies. When I first began this, the first competition I went to was actually in Las Vegas. And so I had a lot of young ladies that had never been outside of District 10, let alone San Francisco or the Bay Area. So that was extremely, extremely huge to take them there. And we don't just go and do competition. We like to have a little fun. Of course, we handle business first and then have fun later, for sure. But when it comes to anything local, we do parades. We're in Carnival, been in Carnival for the past 5 years. We do local talent shows. We'll be doing some events coming up in August next month pertaining to National Night Out, the back giveaway celebration. So I just feel like anywhere that it calls for some finesse love, we try to come through for sure. Even if we're not performing, we try to make every event possible. We might be event hopping, going from this one and try to tackle and cover at least 4 events, per weekend that they're having it. Because for me, it's about the community support and the collaboration. No matter what area you're in, I feel like.
Oh, we lost Coach again. Man, the Wi-Fi is terrible. But we'll wait for Coach to come back in. I know the young people are getting ready. We're going to introduce all of them shortly. But we're going to wait till Coach get back in here.
Yeah, it's definitely an art what you're doing.
Yeah, I know.
I got the same, intentions as she does. And it's a great feeling to be able to take a kid out the neighborhood for the first time, let alone on an airplane ride or a bus ride, a train ride. It's a great feeling. So yeah.
No, definitely.
Yes. The work that you do, Nate, with the young men, young ladies, I mean, it is beyond inspiring. I'm like, sometimes I look at you and I'm like, how does he have the manpower? How does he have the manpower to do it all? But it becomes so much more of an inspiration and motivation for folks that are within the same field or the same line of work. Because it's like, well, man, if this man can do it and put it on for San Francisco, especially for kids that come from underserved communities, there's no excuse for anybody else who's trying to do the same thing.
Thank you. I got one question. I need you to walk me through the tryouts. How does that work? Because I know a lot of kids be trying to come and get on that team. I mean, just like basketball, I hate telling a kid they didn't make it. That's why I find myself in trouble with my board every year because I always go over budget because I always trying to find a spot. But walk me through the tryouts. How does that work?
Well, we typically do tryouts about anywhere between 1 to 3 months before we actually start the season. And I mean, it's posted. So there's not necessarily like a website or a form that you have to fill out because all participation is free. We do competition. That is money that we try to raise or it comes out of my own pocket. But as far as young ladies coming on and being able to participate, that is absolutely free. And you just show up to tryouts. I tell folks to show up not only for me because you want to come and be a part of the team, but show it for yourselves. So this is something that you want to do. Potentially, it could be a career. You know, your passion. I want that to show more than anything. I tell young ladies, like, you're telling a story with your dance moves, your emotions, and it's up to you to make me believe it. But don't miss tryouts. That's the biggest thing. I have a lot of parents and folks that will miss that tryout deadline, and I try to be a stickler about it because sometimes I will cap off with 18 kids, and then folks want to continue to come on, and I'm like, we're right in the middle of like teaching choreography or getting ready for competition, and I have like 5 dancers that want to come on. So I mean, sometimes we'll have like a secondary tryout where if we want kids to experience that that parade feel, especially being part of a big event such as like Carnival, we will definitely just have folks just come on, like no tryout necessary, just come on and be a part of the choreography. My only thing is like commitment and dedication.
Right.
Just make sure
So
you're
you have
showing up for
18
yourself
girls?
and really.
Right. So is it 18 girls on the team?
Right now, from me having this training camp that I've been doing for the past month or so, I've actually added 5 young ladies. So right now I'm at about 23, starting my 2021-2022 season.
Wow, phenomenal. So now you see where my inspiration comes from, Nate. I can't keep up with him. I went from 4 hours of sleep to 2 hours of sleep a night so that I can be in the community doing the work. So when y'all see me tired on here, just understand I've been trying to keep up with Nate. He everywhere. I can't keep up with him.
Yes, definitely.
So how can we get the community behind you? I know this costs a lot of money. You know, I've been in it for 30 years and you know I got a lot of different sponsors, but how can we get behind you and make sure that these young ladies don't miss these great opportunities and things like that?
So we actually, because we are under the fiscal sponsorship of APRI, we reach out to folks for grants. I know I've reached out to the San Francisco African American Arts Cultural District. I haven't heard anything back yet, but just being able to try to reach out and partner up with different folks. We did have a campaign with GoFundMe. We experienced some issues with them. So we actually found a new platform called Get Butter, where we have our campaign that is called Support Baby Hunters Point Black Girl Magic. And I'm actually going to put that in the comment box now. I mean, that's the main thing. Some folks want to Cash App just for the strength that they don't trust, you know, certain websites or certain entities. I just feel like in whatever way that you want to support. I also have a studio that we have now. So we finally have space on 3rd Street. We are still putting that together and doing renovations inside. So just anywhere that you guys feel like you may want to support, there may be company or maybe external training, it may be competition, team building, or just.
Oh, we lost the coach again. Man, I can't even give a Cash App because she got kicked off.
That's some important information, man. We need her to
we're definitely I'll get it up on the screen out of the community. Definitely I'll do something to help out. That's what I was gonna ask her. Was there any girl? Oh, there you go. There you go. You came back. You gotta work. You're working hard for the money. So me and Nate were just talking about how we're going to support you. So I definitely want to support you. If you have any girls that couldn't afford the registration or whatever, please let me know. We'll definitely put something together with you here at Both Sides of the Conversation, and maybe me and Nate could talk. We could do something collectively. We definitely want to get behind and support because see, I'm trying to find these organizations and reach out to my community partners to make sure that they get a push for support. You know, I'm not going to just have all these community partners do nothing. And I know Nate's he always doing stuff to give back.
No, but I can reach out to my folks at Adidas. I can definitely pull that off of getting you some outfits. So we'll definitely talk offline.
Yes, that would be amazing. And my biggest thing for me is collaboration and connection. Like anything community members are doing, I want to be a part of raw conversations, you know, that they have at these meetings. Like I want to be a part of like anything. I don't care if it's like volunteering, picking up poop. I'm down for it.
Well, definitely we're gonna connect with you because I know me and Nate, we got some stuff that we're gonna be putting together. I know I keep saying the community, it is coming. Be patient. It takes a lot. I just got off the phone with the event planner today that we might be bringing on here so we can start moving some of this stuff forward. But definitely we're going to connect with you. You know, like they say, every great organization has to have a band and some dancers. So both sides of the conversation, SF Rebels, we want to have some dancers and some band people playing while we coming down. We're going to let them know we coming in style.
Yes. And you know what's crazy? We actually started when we started at Jolie, Jackie and Fully was one of the first people to kind of like let us have space in there to dance. This is when I used to teach for the Bombers, and then I started my own organization. And so Fully used to run, I think, this nighttime league with adults, and we would actually come and perform at halftime games. And then this is like us like literally getting our feet in the door, get it wet. So definitely shout out to him, and we're prepared to do any halftime, just an FYI.
All right, well, we gonna have to get Nate when you have some home games, Nate. We got to get him over there at halftime, have him show it up. Definitely want to say, you know, you did a phenomenal job for the Black History event that we was a part of. Your young people did an amazing job, and just want to say thank you. But I'm looking here on the screen. I see the young people. They sitting there going, "Hey, what about us?" So let's go ahead and start introducing some of our young people and bring them up because they sitting there like, "Coach, wait up, Coach. What about us?" So let's go ahead and start bringing up some of these young people. Who you want to bring up first, Coach? I mean, you could call them out.
I'm gonna bring up my captain, Layla.
Okay, we'll bring up Miss Layla. Who else after that? Hello, Coach Layla.
I've got my junior coach in training, my little junior captain in training, Malia.
All right, we're going to bring up Miss Malia. Hello, Miss Malia. Who we bringing up next?
And then I think this is all who's on the phone. I'm not sure if there's more. I have my parade captain that's also on the line. Data, yeah.
All right. Now y'all been waiting a long time. Now don't get up here and don't want to talk now because I see y'all up there like, Coach. Y'all got to go home and introduce yourself. So I want you guys to, you ladies, to introduce yourself one by one in the order that you came up. Let community know who you are, how long you've been dancing with Coach, and what are some of the things that you all get out of dancing, and then how can community support you all, things of that nature.
Hi, my name is Layla. I've been dancing for 6 years with Coach Leela. What I get out of dancing is like happiness because like sometimes I just don't want to get out of bed, but when I realize I gotta go to practice, like I'm more ready to get out of bed and ready to start dancing.
All right, let's see who's next.
Hi, my name is Malia. Hi, my name is Malia. I've been on the team for almost a year now, and yeah. Huh? Being on the team kind of like it made me be more confident. I used to be like really shy. I was always in the house and stuff, so just being on the team made me, get out of my shell and stuff.
Yes. Hey, so how do you like being in those competitions? So I know. Can you describe that first time at your competition? How was that?
I don't think I've ever been to a competition.
Not yet. Oh, yeah, that's right. You only been there a year. We've been stuck in the house. You're right. But so, are you looking forward to your first competition?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that'll be real soon.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck.
Yep, good luck. Definitely. Last, Jada.
Hi, my name is Jada, and I am the parade captain. And being on this team for me has helped build my confidence and get me out of my shell. There's been times before performances where I've cried because I have to get uncomfortable. And in order to grow, you have to get uncomfortable. And it's just helped me grow as a person. I'm really happy and really lucky that I am a part of this dance team.
I think it's gonna make me cry.
phenomenal information there. We're gonna have a lot of quick questions here. I know Nate's gonna jump in, and Coach, you could jump in there as well. But the first thing is because we always trying to empower our young ladies in the community. So if there's a young lady or a family out there watching, and they want to get in there, what does it look like? All of you all being together. Are you all the same, around the same ages, or is it different? Everybody's kind of the same, or a different age group, Coach?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So we range in ages. Well, for this particular season, my youngest young lady is 9, but I have young ladies that have started with me as young as 4. I have a lady who's 9.
Oh, she got kicked out again.
Oh, we lost Coach. Y'all gotta hold it down. So what's the age range on the team? Everybody around the same age as 9 to 15. What's the age range?
I believe it's 6 to 17.
Okay.
So when you all perform, do y'all all the ages together, or do y'all do it by like age, or just everybody just dances together?
If it's a competition, it depends on age range because of the categories. But if it's just like a performance, we can all dance together.
Okay, that's what's up.
So do you have to so is smiling necessary when you're dancing? Does that sell the judges when you're smiling while you doing all that popping and flipping and all that stuff? I don't know how to do it. You gotta tell me, is smiling a requirement or what? Do Coach Leah does she tell you to keep smiling while you dancing, or how does that work?
Nate, hey, Coach, Nate was asking, what's the ranking? Like, do they get points for smiling, or how does they do when they come to judging?
Oh man, so this particular competition that I continue to go to, the reason why I continue to go to it, not only because I always want to correct what those comments and those suggestions are on the scorecard. I mean, because we get scored. I've read some pretty harsh comments that have come from judges, and just a simple fact, in this particular competition, I actually had a chance to talk to the director, and unfortunately, being that we come from an underserved community, with these young ladies, it's not necessarily recognized like that. He didn't really feel that we would get it anywhere beyond this particular competition. So I continue to come back every year to prove him wrong. Come back with better choreography, taking in the notes that's on the comment card, and like really showing up and showing out and representing for San Francisco. Because when we go to these competitions, we are literally the only folks not only that come to San Francisco, but come from maybe 100 point. So we have to go for point.
Wow. So young ladies, when y'all out there, you don't see anybody that look like y'all. I know y'all have a lot of inspiration now. If you look at the Tokyo Olympics, you have Simone Biles. You have a lot of these young women that are doing phenomenal stuff across the world. How does that impact y'all? Do y'all get juiced up and fired up like we about to bring it to them? Like what's that look like?
It's mixed emotions when you hit the floor, because sometimes you could be nervous and like have a good mindset, but then you can have a good mindset and like when you get on stage you could like forget it. But half the time we all really got a good mindset because like we know what we got to do, we know what we got to get out there and do, and we know what we're expected to do.
Wow, she's a veteran of the group.
Right.
She's a veteran.
That's what I was gonna say.
She's a veteran.
That's what I was gonna say. She sounds like she knows what's going on.
She's the veteran. She is the veteran of the group. I know that. No doubt about it.
Anybody else want to talk about that? Jada, go ahead, Jada.
Our group, it is like a family. Like we consider each other family. It's a whole sisterhood. So we have to bring each other's spirits up. And there's a lot of nervousness, a lot of emotions that go on when we're about to perform, when we're learning a new dance. There's a lot of things. So we have to continuously help each other so we can all grow.
Yeah, so you guys ready to pump Miss Malia up when she's ready for her first competition? Y'all ready to pump her up and get her ready?
Okay. Yes.
All right. Good.
Hey, coach, I got a 5-year-old granddaughter. I'm gonna have to get her in there. I gotta get her fired up. TT, come here. Look, I gotta bring the boss in here.
Bring her to training.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wednesday, Friday.
I got to get my grandbaby in. You started at 5. I know she can do it. She thinks she can cut it up. I be having to show her sometimes with my old moves, but she be cutting me up.
I'm supposed to have a 4-year-old that starts with me next week. So I've seen some videos of her dancing, and I'm actually really excited to get a baby girl that young. I haven't gotten a baby girl that young in like 5 years. So I'm very excited. I mean, I love all youth. I don't have any girls personally. I have one boy. And yeah, he's the air I breathe. But consider myself hi, princess.
There go coach. So that's the dance coach. I'm gonna have you coach because hey, coach, I have to break her. She look. She always got her JoJo CY on. I gotta bring her some. I gotta bring her.
That's okay. We love JoJo CY.
We gotta break her down. I told her you gotta go see some young sisters just like you. This JoJo CY stuff.
Yes. We like JoJo CY. We got a little swag to our stuff, though. Just a little bit.
We'll get you in the dance. I'm going to have to take you down there with the dance, coach. Okay, you want to dance? No? Yes, you do. You always on TikTok. You're always on TikTok trying to dance. Get out of here. I'm on the show. But real quick before, because I want to bring Susan up and ask the question of the night. But I still want to ask the young sisters a couple more questions. Given that you all are doing this dance and you talk about how you feel and empowerment of coach and what you all are doing, how does this play into the classroom? Because I know coach promotes education. How do you utilize the techniques that you use in dance to kind of apply to maybe being nervous to take a test or things of that nature? How do you use some of those tools to impact your schoolwork?
In school and dance is basically the same because like when you want to learn to dance, you have to learn what steps come next. Like that's basically like math. What steps come next to that test or to that essay or something like that. So when you got your stuff together in school, you got it together in dance. And Coach Leela is big on school. If your schoolwork ain't good, then you gotta stop practice for a little bit until your schoolwork get together.
And Coach Leela, I tell you, you better take this young lady wherever you go because she speaks very well. I'm so impressed. And
Thank you.
And you guys are getting so much love on the internet right now.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Everybody's been here saying they're proud of you. And I seen one of the guests out there talking about, determination. And this is why I want to get behind and support you and have you all come on tonight because community, this is an opportunity for community to step up. When we have a sister like Coach, doing this type of work with our young ladies, impacting the community, our nonprofits in the community, some of these people in the community churches, get behind organizations like this and support them. They need the monetary funds. They need space to practice and do the things that they need to do. So let's rally behind them community and get them the support to make sure that these young ladies have everything that they need. And we're going to do our part here at both sides of the conversation. But yeah, we need community to support. It's no sense to have our young people in the community without an opportunity. I know with the Dream Keeper initiative, there's a lot of resources coming to the community, and we just got to make sure that those organizations are stepping up, doing what they need to do to make sure that y'all partner with Coach Leela, make sure that you get these young ladies a part of it so that we could bless them, make sure that whatever they need, they can compete and represent our city, San Francisco, as we're doing so many things to change the narrative about San Francisco and the Black community. I am honored to have you all here, and I'm going to continue to support you. And we're going to work this out. We're going to make sure y'all everywhere at all the events, and we're going to make sure Nate get y'all to some of the games for halftime whenever we get all of this stuff straightened out. But we have to do it. I mean, that's just what it is. We have to do it. And I appreciate you, Coach, because, see, I listen to the young people. I'm tired of listening to some of these other people, these adults, right? And I listen to the young people when they say that the discipline and the things that you instill in them, that's how we know good coaching, because I don't promote certain people, right? I'm just tell you. So, like Nate is big on education, right? I only try to bring these coaches because yes, we need to compete, we need to have competition, and we need to, teach our young people what that looks like. But we also need to make sure that the real priority is that we get in their mental health and their education. And I'm just proud because I was watching my brother Nate. He had all his basketball players doing yoga, and that's breaking the stigma, and that's why I was asking what I was asking. And I know you're very big on healing, mindset, and wellness. And I think these all are components to help our young people moving forward, because we do live in a community in this city, various communities that are impacted by gun violence, domestic violence, different things. And just to be able to have our young people, like they said, in a setting of family and being able to get the tools and things to help relieve some of those emotions and stress and anxieties is very important. And that's why I always appreciate Nate. He's always thinking outside the box, trying to do different things to get our young people to release, tap into themselves. And that's what it's really all about. We have to continue to do that because a big part of the shift in our community is mental health. And how do we get our young people to show their emotions and let their feelings be expressed? So I really appreciate
that's the biggest stigma, is being able to break that stereotype of vulnerability. You know, growing up and not being able, or really being allowed to be vulnerable. You know, and we carry that generational trauma of, you know, well, crying is considered weak, or, you know, taking this class, even if you are male, is considered, you know, sissified, or whatever it may be. And so just breaking that stigma of vulnerability is allowing folks to really tap into their inner self and just to be themselves and do things that they are passionate about and what makes them happy, and to heal. So that way we can all heal as a collective.
Definitely powerful stuff. In the future, as you expand and you grow, because we're going to talk that into existence here. We don't believe in saying if I woulda, coulda, shoulda. We believe it's going to happen as you expand. Is one of your goals to bring young male hip hop dancers, or are you going to continue just to dedicate to the young ladies of our communities?
I actually have taught some classes to young men, but as far as like mixing the two, I'm going to be for. And I kind of found that is not focus driven, you know, especially when having ladies that cross over from being a young lady to young adult. So, you know, entering the stage of teenage stage, hormones get flying. So just being able to kind of separate the two. And then we do a lot of feminine empowerment. So I'm very big on divine feminine, female energy healing, because I feel like that's where it truly starts, regardless of gender. It starts with a woman, you know. So I just feel like being able to tap into young ladies at such a young age, to be able to instill that empowerment, instill those skills and those life lessons, are very, very impactful. Just being trouble with myself. You know, it wasn't all peaches and cream growing up myself. So I definitely, you know, ventured off and went down the wrong path. I feel like it's not really a matter of how many times you fall, but just being able to get yourself back up and get on that path and move forward and get it together. So that way your story, whether it's a testimony story, whatever it may be, can be that inspiration for the next person. Because we all don't know the journey that we walk individually, but sometimes when we cross paths, we become healers to one another.
Right. No, I definitely agree with you about the mix. And I was that's what I was coning. Are you going to like do a male version of what you're doing? Maybe get a male teacher. I was just trying. That's where I was really trying to go with it.
So it says the dance studio is a safe haven and a place where people think our community isn't safe. Yes, that is true. But it's also in a community that is such, you know, no pun intended, such a hidden gem, where it's been stigmatized by all of the negativity and the negative stories and the things that come from it. You know, it's not easy growing up in the hood, and Baby Hunter's Point is the hood. It's an underserved community. So there's a lot of things that come with being in an underserved community, and safety is a big thing. But I feel like with all the community support and powerful leaders that we have leading our District 10 community, I think we are in pretty good hands with the work that our community leaders do. But yes, we are located on 3rd Street.
Yeah, I would have to second that because, you know, hey, we have a young lady that's going to Tokyo right out of West Point, right? And she talked about the struggles. She talked about the struggles, but again, it takes a village, right? And if we just have the mentorship and we have the different individuals in our community who lead by example, you know, we have Susan Murphy here. See, once you get people in the community who understands our community, understand how to navigate and work with the people, definitely those safe havens are uplifted and supported and respected because of the individuals that's in the community doing work. So definitely, I agree with you there, Coach. Young ladies, this is y'all time. Anything y'all want to pitch out there to the community and tell them why they should support y'all? If y'all have anything y'all want to say before we bring up Susan, and we're going to ask the question for tonight because we want to hear from the young people. You know, hear both sides of the conversation. We all about our young people. We want to hear what the young people got to say. But go ahead, young Jade. I see your hand up.
I just want everyone to know that supporting us is supporting our whole community. We're doing the best we can to change the narrative and change how people view our community, and just helping, maybe stopping by, waving at us, coming to events and donating, obviously, could do so much for us and help everyone out.
Definitely.
I think you prepped them. You had to prep them.
I definitely did not.
No,
I told them that I just wanted them to come on with me.
Nate, hold on. I can't let you do that to our young people, Nate.
I'm just so impressed. I'm impressed. I love it. I love it.
Thank you so much.
I feel you, Nate, but I believe in Black excellence. And that's why I tell our young people it's important for them to come on because there are a lot of people in the community that don't believe in this community, in Fillmore, in Hunters Point, in District 6, in District 11, across this city. We have some phenomenal young people that know how to articulate, know how to do amazing things. And a lot of people, they don't see it because they get overwhelmed with the negative things that take place in our community. I watch kids from 100% college prep. I've seen some of the other kids from some of the other communities do things, and we have to highlight them. And that's what we're going to do here at both sides of the conversation, as we one of the organizations that will be helping change that narrative, telling the story of our young people, because these young ladies, these are the stories that our community need to hear from. Okay, we need our elected officials to understand this is why we need those votes. This is why we need those resources, so that young ladies like this could be impacted in a way where they could go out and make a difference in the world and come back and impact the community. That's what we believe in here, and we will continue to support you all. And when Coach Leela talk with us and we get the approval, I'm gonna get my videographer out there. We're gonna record y'all, get a cameo, and we're gonna share it to the whole city and say, look at what Feline Dance is doing, and look how our young people are impacting the community. I promise you all that. We definitely go get out there, and we're going to get you guys, out there so people just see what y'all do. I know you guys could get out. We see it at the Black History event, but we're going to show the world what y'all could do, and we're going to change that narrative here in San Francisco.
Yes, yay. And a huge shout out to Miss Tashelle and Diane from the work that they do with the youth in District 10 is energy match. Like, it is so phenomenal. So it's just such a blessing to be able to know and come into the same circles with folks that are doing just such great work within the community. Oh,
definitely.
Thank you.
Definitely the impact is real. And yes, we give a shout out to Tashelle and Miss Diane over at 100%. They are doing a phenomenal job to impact our community. We always want to uplift and highlight them. But definitely, Coach, you see the comments coming in from community. You see, this is impact. See, people always talk about what's the impact. When you have families who come and give these testimonies and let the community know it works. So whenever you question yourself and say, hey, am I really doing everything I can do to impact my community? You have community coming in telling you the impact, it works. So continue to stay motivated. Continue to do the things you do. Now, don't get like me where you only get 2 hours of sleep, okay? I'm trying to keep up with Nate. I can't keep up with him and Uncle Damien. They got me. I'm going to be working for 1 hour. Keeping up with them brothers, I'm going to be getting like 1 hour of sleep. You know what I mean? So very important stuff. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and bring up Susan Murphy, and we're going to bring her up here. I know you guys been holding around for quite some time here. We're just going to end out tonight's show. I always ask questions at the end of the night show. That's just one thing that we always brought to the platform of making sure, we hear from our young people. And it's nothing against the elders. So I got to say this before I say this, because a lot of times I get the text messages and the emails, and a lot of the elders in the community think I have a problem with the elders in the community. And I love my seniors. I love my elders in the community. But I do recognize certain things when I deal with certain elders of our community, certain elder leaders. They don't have a lot of trust in our young people. And I'm in the belief that it comes a time where we have to transition power. We have to pass the torch to the next generation of young people, because the only way they're going to lead is we have to let them lead. They have to go through the mistakes. They have to go through the turmoil. It's never going to be perfect. But when do we start transitioning and preparing our young people to lead the community? And I think sometimes our elders, we just, they get so, they want the glory and they want all of that. And, not saying that our young people don't want it, but I think a lot of times they are afraid. And I think in our community, one of the biggest things that we have to break is this thing about fear, the unknown, and trust. And I think we have to equip our young people with information, with education, and things that you are doing with giving them that confidence, because it all starts with confidence. And I think all of the young ladies that are on here tonight show a high level of confidence, right? And as you get confidence and you get the education and you get the information, it's this awakening of our consciousness and our level of understanding that increases, right, as human beings. And I think that's why it's so important that here at both sides of the conversation, we will always highlight and support our young people. I'm 41, but I'm passing the torch as soon as I can. I'm still young enough, but I'm definitely want to make sure that our young people are impacted, because I think our young people, one, are very brilliant. They have some amazing ideals, and they get it, right? They get it. And how do we bridge that gap? Not saying that we don't need the wisdom and the information from our elders of the community, but how do we bridge the gap to work together? Because right now, a lot of times in the community, it's this division. The young people don't want to talk to the old people or the elders of the community because they feel they don't understand. The elders of the community don't want to work to the young people because they feel like they foolish. And I'm just like, how do we bridge the gap where we take the wisdom and the energy of our young people, put it together, and really make an amazing cake of information and wealth for our community? So I'm going to continue to promote that. And that's why it's important tonight to have our young people here to answer these questions, because I'm tired of the elders making the comments for the young people. We want to hear from the young people. So with that being said, for the young people and for our guests here tonight, I want to hear from everybody, but we want to listen to our young people. Now that we out of COVID and you all going back to school, how do you all feel about going to school? And what does that look like to you all going back to school?
I'm excited to go back to school because I'm starting a new school and I need to learn my school and not online. So I'm pretty happy about it.
Now, while you were in school, do you feel like, because I always ask this question about the Zoom school, I know you all had to do it this year. Do you feel you got a lot out of the Zoom school, or do you feel you lost a lot? Where do you feel like it was a good thing? It was a bad thing? Is it something that we could use in the future for maybe like if you're sick, right? Say if you're sick and you have to stay home, you think that'll be a good tool to have to like be a part of class, or no?
So
No, because we didn't really learn a lot during Zoom school, and like I don't know, I really didn't like it like that. I know a lot of people didn't like it like that because of the Wi-Fi issues, and some people like really didn't pay attention. Half the people was kind of sleep in bed because they know nobody looking at them. So it's like nobody really paid attention. So I don't think it's a good source to do.
Okay, that's good feedback. So that's one. Go ahead, Jada.
For me, it was a mix. I would currently find myself like being okay with Zoom school and be like, okay, I could do this forever, and then being like, no more. And I think it had a lot to do with like it. There was no change. It was just the same thing every day, and it was easy to get bored of. I didn't really learn anything, but I didn't really lose anything either. So, I mean, it had its benefits and its, you know.
Okay, but Leah, how was you with the Zoom school?
I didn't like it because I just couldn't connect with the teacher. I didn't learn anything. I felt like I just wasn't, I couldn't do it, you know? I feel like the assignments and stuff they were giving us, I feel like they're just giving it to us. They weren't really explaining. And even when I went back to school towards the end of the year, we were still on a laptop looking at our teacher. So it wasn't very good experience.
All right, Coach.
I
I see the young man on the side of you. He want to say something. What do you got to say? Who's that? Your son?
Yes.
What you got,
So
young brother?
basically,
How was Zoom school for you, young brother?
I didn't like it. Well, at first I did like it, so it was kind of easy at first, but then like as I more progressed into it, it started getting harder and harder, and I started dropping out of Zoom class a lot, and I just didn't really go a lot. I just didn't feel the strength, and I just didn't feel the energy to go anymore, cause like I lost a lot of my smarts, cause before like I was like a really smart kid, like
You still are smart.
I know, but still like
I think it's for like being challenged. Like one thing I definitely didn't like about the Zoom is that they definitely unleashed a lot of new ways of how to do things. Now, when I was growing up, math was very simple in the way that you learned. And now it's like 1 + 1 divided by 5 plus 10, you square root that. And it's like, it's crazy. So I feel like it's a lot of kids that needed hands-on learning anyway. And so for you to take that component away, just children being together for that social and emotional connection. That was something that was really huge because believe it or not, that plays into the way that we learn and we access and we gain information, you know. And without that social connection, a lot of that is lost.
Wow. Yeah, powerful stuff. I mean, a lot of the young people, same reaction, in some of the other communities. I talked to some of them, and some of those kids were okay with it. But again, when you have access to Wi-Fi, access to the laptops, access to services that sometimes we don't get in our community, that could definitely make the experience a little different. But I want to go ahead and go to Susan and then Nate. What I want to ask you all the same question, but then you all could like transfer it into like, being a workforce development. How did the Zoom impact you with team meetings? Or was it good, bad, or things of that nature? From you and Nate.
Zoom meetings. I think they took advantage of that because now I don't have to travel to get there to meet you face to face. All of my meetings were back to back to back to back. All of a sudden, I went from 8 hours to 12 to 14-hour meetings. So, yeah, and so all I'm doing all day was meetings and no downtime to actually do paperwork or any other work that I need to do. So
you're not in favor of the Zoom, huh?
it okay. Somewhat yes, somewhat no, because I have to have the meetings.
Right.
That people are now saying, well, you don't have to travel here, so you can make it for your next one that's available. It's like, no, I still have stuff I need to do in between. And even with the youth, I couldn't even help my grandchild with her homework because I didn't know the assignment, that math. I was like, this is not, she would give me the formula. I was like, why are you doing it like that? This is all you have to do. That's it. What is all this full page for a prop math, a plus by plus? Yeah, I couldn't even help her with her assignment. And that made me feel really not intelligent. Just
Hey, don't feel bad. My 5-year-old granddaughter was doing it. I was just like, oh, it was just stuff. I was just like, how. But yeah, again, I mean, we made a way out of no way. But Nate, I want you to ask it because Nate was very pivotal in that process. He was doing case management. He found a lot of issues, with hungerness, kids not eating. So I know Nate got a lot of experience. He worked with a lot of those kids. What did you gather out of all of that for that last year, Nate?
I gathered that our kids are going to be our kids that you know that really needed us are really really going to need us. If you guys know what I'm saying. There was a lot of kids left behind with these hubs and things like that, and um, they forgot about some of these communities that really needed us the most, and with these communities, you have to. I think someone said this earlier. Sometimes you got to hold people's hands to get them to different places, but you're holding their hands for the greater good, not just saying, oh, because they didn't sign up, oh well, that's it. Well, the parent didn't sign up, but now who you're affecting the kid. So um, it was some sad stories, but there were also some great stories, some great challenges. Kids made some great strides, but we're going to have a lot of work to do in these next 2 years to make sure that our kids are brought back up to speed. So that's my take on it. I think that we've done. I mean, I praise all the community people who opened up them doors for these young kids, but there were a lot of kids that was definitely fell through the cracks and left behind. And you know, me, John, I take pride in kind of getting those kids and making sure those kids are straight. So a lot of more work to do, but um, you know, we're here for the long haul.
Now put that back on the screen, Nigel. You were supposed to be here tonight. You let your team down tonight.
Uh-oh.
So I know coach is gonna make you run some laps. I know you got to run some laps for
That's
this.
right.
You should have just stayed quiet. I put you up there now. You done let the team.
Yeah, what's up with you, Nigel? Why you didn't show up?
That's my co-captain. She said she had signal issues. She stays like by harbor, so trust me, that reception is bad. But we see you, Najee.
I was just giving her a hard time. I was giving her a hard time. John Henry was just giving you a hard time. But definitely, with that being said, thank you all young people. Stay encouraged. I'm happy that you all are in the presence of an amazing coach. You guys should be honored and privileged that you have such a powerful coach that you are working with. Continue to uplift yourself. Continue to fight through, the obstacles and the things that get thrown your way so that you can continue to excel. We're going to do our part here at both sides of the conversation to support y'all. We're going to continue to get you all information out to community. Definitely let us know when you all are having any fundraisers or any events that you guys need support so that I can make sure that the community gets out there and support y'all efforts. And I'll be definitely connecting with the coach, getting out there and set you guys up and get you a cameo because I think one of you said it, changing that narrative is very important. And we're part of this narrative shift and this narrative change in San Francisco. And I definitely want to highlight, the things that you all are doing. And we're going to continue to support you as we move forward through these processes because you all have a story. And I'll get my camera guy out there and we'll interview you all and put you guys together a nice cameo so that we could just blast it all across the world and y'all could, let the community know who you are and why it's important to support you. So thank you all. Continue to follow your coach and under her great leadership. You all are very powerful. You can do anything that you want to do. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't do it. Look at the Black excellence that's going on across this country. If you guys not paying attention, I want you all to take some time. I know y'all on social media. Take your time and be proud as young Black women to be able to walk around and see the greatness that is taking place. We just had a young sister in Louisiana win the spelling bee. Look at her Instagram, all of the talent that she has. And you all just keep shining your light through dance. Don't let nobody tell you anything. Do what you need to do. Make the change. Use this to change the world. We need more people from our community to go out there and say, even through what goes on in our community, we are hidden gems and we are the difference in our community. So thank you all young people for coming here tonight. Susan, thank you for what you're doing for the community. Continue. I'm looking forward to connecting with you and highlighting the things that you're doing. I know there's a lot of young men who are looking for work, a lot of young sisters in the community, and definitely we want to connect with you and make sure that we highlight and promote the stuff that you have going on because we do want to use those services and make sure that, those opportunities are there. And I'll definitely let people know that you're going to be having an upcoming 6-week class in the future to be looking forward to it. So please get us those digital flyers and all that information because we want to definitely make sure that these intersections work. There's a lot of violence prevention that's going on in the community right now. There's a lot of resources that's coming in for that. And we want to make sure that we connect those people to you to get these people who have the ideal of driving or any of the services that you provide connected so that they can go out and impact the community as well.
Thank you.
And with that being said, all the young people, if there's anything you all want to say, but any bidwell to the community, I'm going to give y'all the opportunity to say whatever y'all want to say before we close out tonight's show.
Thank you for having us here. We really appreciate this opportunity. Sorry, I have a hard time speaking. I was definitely nervous to do this, but after doing this, it wasn't bad at all. And this was a great opportunity.
See, this is the continued effort of building that confidence up. Y'all got to thank the coach being there, taking the opportunity to come on and uplift y'all. Y'all phenomenal too. Leela, you was trying to say something?
No. Can you hear me though?
Yeah, go ahead, coach.
No, I'm okay. I just I thought my reception had messed up again.
Okay. Any other young people want to say something, Captain?
Thank you for having us. And I was nervous too, but we got to do this.
Right.
And
All
yeah,
right.
thank you.
No
There was
problem.
no way you were nervous. No way. I don't believe that. You and Jada was great.
Definitely. You did a phenomenal job. You guys, you ladies spoke very well, very eloquent, and we appreciate that because it just shows community that our young people are getting it. And you all have the power to make the change, and we're gonna get behind you and support you so you all can push us forward. But thank you again. I know Coach got kicked off. We'll be connecting with her soon, and hopefully, as you got, oh, there she go. There you go. You back, Coach. What I was telling them is we're going to connect soon. Definitely, as you all kick off your seasons and your competitions, I definitely want to set up some time with you, and we'll definitely get an interview with the team and let them do their thing so we could get it out to community.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I definitely want to remind folks that Feline Finesse Dance Company is absolutely free. There is no cost to participate within the organization. Our training that we offer 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, from the week of July 12th and the week of July 19th, is also absolutely free. So I just encourage you guys to drop by the studio, pop in 6 to 7 p.m. and get it cracking with us. Get groovy. And adult classes coming soon.
You didn't put the address on there. You want to put the location up there? I have the phone number up there. You want to put the address up there in the chat?
Yes.
Yeah, get the address. So as y'all hear community, there's an opportunity for adults as well. I know we're coming out of COVID. Everybody trying to drop that COVID weight. What a way to get out there and dance and release some of that, all them things that we've been holding in over this COVID. You can get out there and let loose with Coach Leland and the kids. Put the address in there and we'll get it out up there on the screen. Oh, we lost her. She'll come back. Well, the Wi-Fi sucks. I know it was a challenge to get through the interview with Coach. We'll get her back as we get these Wi-Fi issues dealt with in our community. President Shamar Walton, we need this Wi-Fi fixed. I'll definitely be reaching out to him, sending him a text tonight. Where we at? I know they're doing some surveying and things. We got to get this fixed in D10. We can't have these Wi-Fi issues. It's impacting our community. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to give Coach an opportunity to come back and get the information. Her phone number is up on the screen. Definitely the email address. You can reach out and get the information there as well. There she go. All right, there you go, Coach. Put it up in the chat so I can get it up there while I'm closing out. But anyway, the phone number to reach Coach is up there. Her email address. If you have any questions, comments, you're interested, something you want to do, please reach out to her through her Gmail. Reach out to the phone number that she provided. Community organizations, community leaders. Get behind this organization. Support the young ladies of our community. They need support, and we want to continue to support them. So let's definitely there's the address up there on the screen. Let's make sure that we get out there and support our young people. We want our young people in the community to know that we behind them and we support them and we want to uplift them. We want them to walk and know that there's a community of powerful people behind them. We can make the difference. We could be the change. Let's do it, community, and support this dance organization. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and close out. Remember, this Thursday, if you're thinking about opening up a restaurant business or working in the restaurant business, or you're an entrepreneur thinking about getting into the food industry, we're going to have a magnificent brother come on and teach the community about the codes and some of the things that they need to learn when it comes to food handling. So definitely, if you're interested in that type of industry, please, if you're trying to get that certificate, please join us this Thursday, as the brother would definitely be getting the information out to the community. So please tune in this Thursday, as he will be providing that information to the community. I think it's very important. And to anybody else out there that want to do a PowerPoint presentation to help educate our community, this is the platform. This is the place we want to do it. We work with the people that needs the most support. So please, if you're an educator out there, if you work in human resources, whatever it is, if you have a PowerPoint presentation and you want to educate our community and give them that information that they don't normally get, please go to our website, sign up under our Educational Thursday, and be a presenter to help bless the community with the information that you have. And then this Sunday, everybody in the community, if you have time, tune in this Sunday at 2 p.m. We're going to have a powerful conversation. We are talking about human trafficking. Okay, this is a very, very, very important conversation for our community. They're going to educate us about the awareness, some of the troubles, some of the things that they're seeing that's really impacting our community. And we don't want this information not to be presented to community, to our community organizations, to our teachers, to some of the leaders in the community that work with our young people. Please tune in and watch this information. It's very, very important community. Y'all see the young people that we have on this screen here. We want to make sure that they feel safe and protected, and we want the community to be aware, to be vigilant, and understand what to look for so that this stuff doesn't take place in our community. It is happening across this country. Human trafficking is one of the worst things that are impacting our community, and a lot of times we don't even know it happens right in our face. So very important a conversation this Sunday, and Finesse is going to be there. Powerful sister. She's going to give all the information, the gems to the community so that we can be aware of how to protect our young people in our community. So with that being said, thank you all for joining. This Tuesday, we'll have another segment of Hidden Gems where we will continue to highlight our Black and brown businesses and our community leaders like Miss Susan Murphy and Coach Layla. We are going to continue to highlight people like that. So community, y'all know who they are, how to get connected with them so that we can impact them, patronize their businesses. The whole objective is to know where they at so we can spend our dollars with our community and uplift our community. So with that being said, thank you for tuning in and being patient. What a phenomenal group of gems to our young people. We will see you all this Thursday. Be safe out there. Have a blessed one. We'll see you all this Thursday.
All right.
Thank you.